Start with the quote of the day. This is a quote I've looked at several times, and while it is simple, I felt like I needed to get simple because I was overthinking things, which is why I'm running late. Because that's another thing we do here. Is overthink things. So let's go for the simple today. So a smile is the light in your window that tells others that there is a caring, sharing person inside. So hello. Um, and it fit with what I was looking at. I actually had picked out another quote for today. Oh, I'm sorry. That is by Denis Waitley. See? Credit. I need to do credit. I need to make sure I'm doing the thing. Um, because I was actually looking at quotes about like things like attitudes being contagious. Essentially, it started. I use Brainy Quote, which has things divided into topics. You can search by author. You can search by words. You can search by whatever you're looking for. And they actually have suggestions for like the quote of the day about certain topics and things like love and life and just any art, things like that. But I usually am looking for something that I'm thinking about or that I'm dealing with or that I'm going through or whatever. Um, and I got stuck on attitude, and then I got to the word contagious and like how attitudes can be contagious, like negative attitudes, positive attitudes. And I found a quote I really liked, and it was too long. So I was like, well, shit. Because I was like, all right, found it. I'm ready to go. And then couldn't do it. Because if you don't know, the notification thing is only 140 characters. And I like to make sure that I'm including the author. So that even shrinks it down more. And then if the quote's already too long, anyway, whole thing. So I was like, shit. Well, let's look for something that's kind of like that. And because this quote has come up, the one I actually used today, multiple times in my searches, I was like, you know what? Maybe today is the day for that because it still kind of encompasses that like positive, contagious idea in the fact that it's a way to show like, hey man, I'm willing to share some positivity, some light. Um, and people see that, people can sense that. When I used to work in the restaurant industry, um, and I'm not saying it was all me because I wasn't the only person there, but it was weird how there were nights where I was really positive, really energetic, really outgoing, really, I don't know if I want to say happy, but kind of like I feel like a positive attitude tends to lead to a happy attitude or whatever. Um, and you could just feel like like I wouldn't shut up about it. Apparently, I don't like to shut up sometimes. Um, and it's the reason I make really rambly content. But um, it was like if I started out like that and I projected that out, I could feel it travel around to everybody else. Like we all just kind of got on the positivity, energetic bus. And the converse side of that was when I was in a shit mood, and I was vocal about it then. I could feel that permeate too. Now I know I'm not the only one where it's a shared space, a shared energy, but you could just feel it. And I used to joke how, especially when I was in a positive mood, and I like to joke about it, that positive attitudes were like VD; they were contagious. Um, but anyway, it's been something that I have noticed throughout my life that like if I am pushing my energy both positive and negative out, I can feel it travel around. And especially if people are willing to jump on that energy bus, you can just feel it like expand where, amongst who you're with at the time. Um, and like I said, it's positive and negative. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of different energies that can get pushed out into an environment around you. And if people go with you or you go with them, you will end up feeling that way too, which is probably why, the fake it till you make it thing is a thing because you can shift your attitude if you are willfully trying to do so. Um, And it works or it doesn't work depending on how much you're investing in trying to commit to that fake it till you make it. But it's like, I like to put out positivity if I'm capable of doing so, because not only does it help me, but maybe it'll help somebody else, which is how the whole quote of the day thing started in the first place. I was just telling my husband about it. I'm like, I have 140 characters and I have this notification system. And if people have their notifications on, cool, that's great. But I know from my own experience, I'm going to join or I'm not going to join depending on what I'm doing anyway. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's so and so, right? Or sometimes I'm like, oh, cool, they're on. But a lot of people use their notifications, and this is no shade, none at all, because I used to do this too, where it was like, oh, I should, hey, come join me. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, I'm out, I'm on, whatever. And that's what it's designed for. But because I am not actively seeking to get people to join me, it's just a notification like, hey, I'm here. I decided to use the quote of the day just to be like, even if you don't join me, and I know I've said this before, even if you don't join me, even if you don't click that notification, even if you don't, you know, care whether I'm here or not, that's not really relevant. I mean, you're going to join or you're not, and that's fine. People have lives. I don't join every notification I get. But if you happen to look at it and you happen to see a positive message, something that's relevant to you, something that may make you smile, may make you laugh, may make you think, may make you feel like I'm not alone, whatever that is, then I want to put something in there that can invoke something like that for somebody. Um, so even if you don't come here and share energy with me or like be in the space with me or do your own thing with me or talk to me or whatever, just maybe something I put out there might be a positive benefit to someone. And that's what doing this is for me. It's not, I mean, partially it's for me, but partially it's because I know I have the ability to share something with somebody, whether or not it's some big, deep meaning or whether it's just a passing, oh, that's cool, or oh, nice, or whatever, or just dismiss, whatever it happens to be. Um, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and find ways to do that. I do it on like my Facebook or my personal Facebook. I tend to scroll past shit that makes me feel bad, unless I'm curious about information related to the topic. But I tend to post things that I think are funny, things that I think are pretty, things that I think are positive, things that I think are thoughtful. Um, because there's so much ugly out there. There's so much ugly on the internet, um, that I want to combat that in any way I can. And if that's just a simple, I found a quote today that seemed relevant, necessary, important, amusing, whatever. If somebody reads that and they just go, you know what? I need to adjust my attitude. I need to fake it till I make it. I need to spread positive energy out in the world. And if that's a catalyst for that, or if that's a affirmation for that, or if that's motivation for that, or whatever it is, um, then I'm going to do it. And while I agree that you don't have to smile at everybody, a smile is another way of just spreading some kind of positivity in the world. Um, and that's why the quote kind of came back into it, even though it wasn't the quote that I was really wanting. It still was in that similar vein. And on the converse side of that, if someone smiles at you, it's not an invitation for anything that you think it might mean. It's just a smile.